Well, howdy do, everybody. This is your good friend, Hillbilly Scribs. I done come off the mountain and out of the woods, and I'm here ready to play some movie trivia in this here face-off.
G'day everyone, I'm the Cmic Book lad. Everyone who doesn't know me, you can tell from my voice. I do sound a bit slow, that's because I'm Australian. Forget that, doesn't mean that I don't know about movies. I love movies, I love comics, I love everything to do with geekdom. I've been a part of Leagues for the past 18 months, held a couple of titles here and there, so I'm going up against a guy called the Scribbler. I think it is because he can't write very well.
Hello, movie trivia face-off fanatics. It is your old friend DJ Snacks here. Welcome back to another singles division match in the movie trivia face-off. Oh, what a spectacular day we've got here. We are around the world and international, as witnessed by the fact that I am joined on the desk today by our good friend Andrew the Elk Kelk from the Elk Lodge. What's happening, my brother?
Oh, yeah, stunning, spectacular, absolutely sweetness of a day today because you got the Elk here calling a match in the singles division, and a little bit of short notice once again. Snacks, you're waking me up first thing in the morning. How am I supposed to party all night?
Well, I'm telling you, man, just keep in mind that I'm 2 hours behind you, so your 9:30 for me is 7:30.
Well, some of us do live an exciting nightlife. I don't know about you, Snacks, but I need a little more notice next time.
I mean, I know there's wildlife. I know there's wildlife in Canada. I never knew there was nightlife, though.
Oh, you should see how much those moose can drink.
Ooh, man, I bet. All right. We got us a couple of competitors coming in here today, making their singles divisions debut in the movie trivia face-off. I'm not familiar with either one of them in any other league, but this looks to be an interesting match today, just based on their personalities and their intros.
Yes, indeed. We've got the Scribbler, who looks to me to be a very typical example of an American. Love to see that. A little bit of truth in advertising coming your way. And Cmic Book lad, it's like Stan Lee named this man, Gran Gregory. Perfect comic book name.
Yeah, taking the low-hanging fruit there, as always, because, Canadians are lazy that way. All right, let's get into this match today. Introducing first, representing the great state of Texas, he is known as Jeff Hillbilly Scrib Saunders.
How do you do, folks?
How do, Scribbler? Good to see you in here, buddy. And his opponent from down under. He is representing Australia and all the animals down there that if you let them, they will try to kill you. He is known as the Cmic Book lad. He is Gran Gregory.
All hail the Sons of Apocalypse.
All right. I like that. That's pretty good. What you think, Darrell?
All right. Looks like they are ready to go. We've got our two competitors in here. Ooh, they are bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready for that movie trivia, Snacks.
All right. Hillbilly, are you ready?
I am ready.
Cmic Book lad, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Elk, are you ready?
Let's do this.
Let's get ready to face off. Over to Elk for the round one rules.
All right, gentlemen, welcome to round number one in the movie trivia face-off. I'm pretty sure you're familiar, but let's go over it one more time anyway. In this round, you will be getting 8 questions in random categories given to all competitors. That is, to the field, as Mark Ellis would say. You're going to have 15 seconds to write your answer on the whiteboard. You must read your answer aloud when prompted by your name and show the answer to the cameras. Each question will be worth 1 point in this round. There is no stealing in round number one, and should you receive a perfect first round, you will get a bonus question asked just to you. You both get that bonus, then you both get the question. Wonderful. Of course, in this match, you are going to have, in the duration of the match, 3 JTE rules. JTE, of course, the famous Ecuadorian question repeater. If you need a little bit more time, go ahead and ask for a JTE if you didn't hear the question correctly. And throughout the match, you both have 1 challenge, as always. If you call a challenge on a question and it is upheld, you will keep your challenge. Should the challenge be overturned, your challenge will be taken away for the remainder of the match. Do you understand the rules, gentlemen?
Yes, sir. Sure do.
All right.
Yeehaw. I think so.
All right, looking good, Snack. Looking good.
Outstanding. All right, gentlemen, your first question in round one today comes from the category of 1980s movies. In the movie Back to the Future, how fast does the DeLorean have to go to time travel?
Now, this was
John?
definitely one of my favorite movies growing up, Snacks. Must have watched it about 100 times.
Yeah, it still holds up today, even though John DeLorean went to jail. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. And Comic Book Lad.
88 miles per hour.
And Scribbler.
88
Not
miles
very
per hour.
Not very scribbleish. Very easy to read. 1 point each.
Well, my granny May always said, "Don't judge a book by its cover."
Yeah, I'm in a match with a guy called Scribbler, and he's the one with the neat handwriting.
You know, I don't want to be rude, but I must be surprised that a man who looks like Scribbler's grandmother was teaching him about books.
Well, you know, where I grew up, we got school all the way to the 4th grade, so I learned all of my letters and most of the numbers.
All the way through the 4th grade?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's impressive.
All right, most of the numbers indeed, which will bring us to question number 2. Gentlemen, in the category of action-adventure, who plays the part of Cyrus the Virus in 1997's Con Air?
This is a really good movie. It also holds up well.
Well, I mean, except maybe for Nicolas Cage's accent.
Well, okay, I'll give you that one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down.
All right, let's go to Scribbler. Do you have it?
Is it John Malkovich?
And Comic Book Lad, what do we have?
Thank God, that's who I went with, John Malkovich.
All right, John Malkovich is the correct answer. We go up 2-2 as we move on to the next one.
All right, your next question comes from the category of horror thriller, things the Spaniard does not watch. In 2011's Season of the Witch, who plays the main character?
Ooh, that one might be a little bit tougher if you're not a horror fan.
Yeah, I don't think Spaniard would get this one.
I know someone who definitely wouldn't. Josh McCougar.
5, 4, 3, true. 2, 1. Pens down. And Comic Book Lad.
Nicolas Cage.
And Mr. Scribbler.
I also went with Mr. Nicolas Cage.
Boy, howdy. 3-3. 3-3.
All right, not a miss so far. Both competitors doing very well. Nicely done, gentlemen. Let's keep it going. We're going to move on to question number 4 in the category of fantasy and science fiction. What role does Adam Driver play in the 2015 movie The Force Awakens?
I'm not sure we're actually going to need the full 15 seconds for this one.
I don't think so. If Spaniard were here, I think we might need about half a second on this one.
Yeah, I think he would have just laughed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down.
All right, let's go to Scribbler.
I put the Kylo Ren or the Ben Solo.
All right, giving us both names there. How about it, Comic Book Lad?
Kylo Ren.
That is correct. Kylo Ren, 4-4.
Yeah, we don't usually have easy, low-hanging fruit like that, gentlemen. Don't expect the rest of the questions to be quite so easy.
It's the only
And
three
if they
I like.
are, I might have to take them myself, according to Snacks.
Your next question comes from the category of comedies.
Hee hee hee.
What is the name of Charlie Sheen's character in the Hot Shots movies?
Getting a little bit deeper on this one, Snacks, a little bit deeper.
Well, this is one of my... Actually, I appreciate the humor in this movie. I've watched it many, many times.
I think
4,
even outside of its decade,
3,
this one still holds up a bit.
2,
Raping.
1. All right, that is your first JTE rule for the Comic Book Lad. The question again. What is the name of Charlie Sheen's character in the Hot Shots movies? Then again, this kind of suits my comedic taste anyway, so, you know.
Oh, definitely a fan of these kind of movies. I'd say the parody movie was at its peak around
5,
this time.
4,
Fell off a bit.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. And Grant.
Topper Harley.
And Scribbler.
I didn't get it.
Oh, the first miss. It is Topper Harley. 5-4. The comic book lad leads.
All right, you know we've heard it before. The Russian has been cut. Let's keep it going, see if Scribbler can catch back up with this next one. Gentlemen, in the category of animated movies, what is the Miguel family's business in Coco?
Now, I'm not generally a fan of animated movies, and I haven't seen this one.
I definitely have to put some thought into. Don't know if I'd pull it out in time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down.
All right, and we're going to go to Scribbler.
They make them their shoes.
They make them their shoes. And Comic Book Lad.
Animation's not my strong suit, so I just went they're in a band. I don't know.
Whoops.
I haven't seen it.
Like we are going back to a tie, Snacks. They do indeed make them their shoes.
Them are shoes, zapatas, as they say down there in Mexico.
I ain't got no use for them, but that's what they make.
That's because hillbillies never wear shoes. They don't know what they're for. See, now you got my southern accent coming out. Thanks a lot, Scribbler. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Your next question comes from the category of 2000s movies. 2000s. What was the name of Leonardo DiCaprio's character in The Aviator?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear what was asked.
All right, free repeat because that was on me. What was the name of Leonardo DiCaprio's character in The Aviator?
Oh, right, okay. Sorry.
No worries.
This one another lovely movie. I do enjoy watching this one. I think Leo gives a great performance. Probably
5, 4,
worth an Oscar
3,
more than the one he won
2,
for.
1. Pens down. And Comic Book Lad.
Mr. Howard Hughes.
And Scribbler.
Also went with Mr. Howard Hughes.
Still tied, 6 apiece.
All right, little surprised. Once again, the Scribbler pulled that one out. Does not look like a man who's familiar with the upper crust.
Or
Gentlemen,
aircraft.
Here we go.
I eat every part of the bread. I know all of it.
Oh, wow.
The crust and the white part in the middle.
Definitely a man of refinement. How dare I? All right, gentlemen. And
I ain't trailer trash. I'm trailer class.
we are moving on to your, as Mark Ellis might decide to call it, ultimate question. Question number 8 in round number 1. In one of my personal favorite categories, comic book movies.
I hate these.
Yeah,
Which film introduced Scarlett Johansson as Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow, into the MCU?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would have gotten this one since this is one of my favorite movies from the MCU.
Trick question.
It is
5,
maybe not
4,
the hardest.
3, 2,
We'll see
1.
though.
Pens down.
And Scribbler.
With Iron Man 2?
And Comic Book Lad.
I think you're going for Iron Man 2, but I don't think she was ever actually called that in the film. So,
All right, gentlemen, that is correct. Looks like we've got a 7-7 tie, just missing out on the perfect round for both competitors, Snacks.
God
Oh,
damn.
one little stumble for both. One little stumble for both, and no bonus questions today.
All right,
All right,
hard
7-7. We're going to move on into round 2.
In round number 2, the wheel round, or as I like to call it, that damn wheel round. Each competitor will spin the wheel once. They may choose to stay with the category that they land on, or they may respin if they do not like it, unless, of course, the wheel lands on opponent's choice, which they must stick with. Once the wheel has been spun and a category selected, competitors will get 4 questions from a chosen movie trivia category. Each question will begin worth 2 points. You may answer for 2 points, or if you do not know the answer and need a little help, you may opt for multiple choice. We will give you 4 options, one of which is the correct answer, and if you get it at that point, the value will be 1 point. If you miss a question, your opponent will be given the chance to steal, and it will be worth the value that the question is currently at. So 2 points with no multiple choice, or 1 point with. Scribbler and Comic Book Lad, do you both understand the rules, and are you ready to go?
Yeehaw.
Yes, sir.
All right, and since we have a tie coming out of round number 1, and neither competitor has a record for us to call back to, let's go ahead and use our wonderful high-tech decision-making machine. I believe Snacks has a coin ready to go. Let's go with Scribbler. Please call it.
I'm going to go with tails.
Tails, something he's most likely taken off of animals in the woods.
And tails it is. Tails it is.
All right. Well, I think I'll go ahead and go first then.
All right, sir. Just let me know when you're ready for spin.
The category is Snacks.
Let's do it.
Ah, my apologies. Yes, the categories first. Today's wheel includes Julia Roberts, actors and actresses, classics, 80s movies, movie release dates, fantasy sci-fi, comedies, comic book movies, Spielberg, and Robin Williams, as well as spinners and opponent's choice. All right, your first spin.
What is it going to be? Always a tense moment watching this wheel go round two. Ha 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 ha! Comedies.
Comedies.
Let's we'll go with that.
All right, let's get it going. We've got comedies, hee hee, ho ho, ha ha. And we're going to go to the Scribbler. Scribbler, your first question in the category of comedies. In which Hugh Grant movie does Robin Williams make a truly memorable appearance as the frenetic / madcap Dr. Kosevich?
Wow.
Looks like round two is getting definitely a little deeper there, Snacks.
No kidding. That's seriously deep cut right there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Multiple choice.
All right, we're going to go with multiple choice. Your multiple choice options are A, Sirens, B, 4 Weddings and a Funeral, C, 9 Months, or D, The Englishman Who Went Up a Hill but Came Down a Mountain.
I think it's the 9 months.
9 Months is correct. We're going to put a point on the board for you. All right, taking it to 8 points. Pretty soon, Snacks, I think he's going to get in the category where he can't actually count all the way to his total.
Yep.
Question number 2 coming up for Scribbler. In comedies, Judd Apatow produced the Jason Segel-written Forgetting Sarah Marshall in 2008. What was the setting for most of this movie?
Pretty good movie, actually.
I do enjoy this one. I thought a nice little turn by Mila Kunis. Maybe the only time I've enjoyed Russell Brand.
Agreed. 5.
Is Hawaii
4.
specific enough?
Hawaii is the answer we were looking for. We're going to tack 2 more points up there for the Scribbler. Doing very well so far in comedies.
He's up to 10. I don't know if he can count any higher than that.
Well, he's halfway through that round. Maybe he'll get up to a number that's so high he can't.
Y'all just have to tell me the total at the end.
Okay.
That's as high as I can go.
Scribbler, I'll also make sure to tell you whether that total we give you is higher than your opponent's when the time comes.
I much appreciate it.
With question number 3. Oh, speaking of big numbers on this one, Snacks. In comedies, who directed 2009's 500 Days of Summer?
Directors is not a strong suit of mine, so I probably would not have gotten this.
Yeah. Definitely a thinker on this one. Got to take your time.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Let's go multiple choice on this one.
All right. We're going to go to the multiple choice options for you, Scribbler. Your options are A, Ryan Johnson, B, Patty Jenkins, C, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, or D, Mark Webb.
I'm going to go with C, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Unfortunately, Joseph Gordon-Levitt is incorrect. We're going to go over to Grant, the comic book lad, for the steal.
I would like to steal for 1 point and lock in Mark Webb, thank you.
Doesn't even need the answers again. Mark Webb is correct. Comic book lad taking that steal.
Well played. 10-8, 10-8, 10-8.
It's a close match. Those steals can count, but he's still got a chance to make some points on this. His final round 2 question. Scribbler. Who played Sylvester Stallone's mother in the 90s classic Stop, or my mom will shoot.
Come on.
Comic Book Lad up in arms about this one. Literally up in arms.
I hate to give away my age, Snacks, but this one was right about a time where it's
5,
locked into my brain.
4, 3, 2.
I'm gonna have to go multiple choice.
All right, we are going to go with multiple choice. Your options are A, B. Arthur, C, Betty White, D, Estelle Getty, or C, Rue McClanahan. I'm sensing a theme. Snacks.
Estelle Getty.
Yeah.
God
Estelle
damn it.
Getty is correct.
I got it mixed up with the throw mama off the train one.
God.
Yeah, definite Golden Girls theme there to those multiple choice answers.
You look
Well,
like a
thank
man
you for
who's
being a friend.
going to be more familiar with Throw Mama from the Train for sure. But not a bad round number 2, Snacks. He does get 3 of his questions, navigates multiple choice well. Did give up that 1-point steal, which could become very important later.
Absolutely, that 1-point steal could be great. We're looking at an 11-8 lead going into the second part of round 2. All right, let's go over back to the wheel.
And we are going to take it over to Comic Book Lad. Ready for that wheel spin? Let's go for it.
Yep.
Here it goes, round, and where it stops,
Oh no.
fear at times narrowly escapes opponent's choice, and the category is Julia Roberts.
Wow.
Julia Roberts, princess of the mid to late 90s. She was in everything.
Pretty much.
Yeah, well, let's give it another spin and let's see what happens.
All right,
Already
spinning away.
again. Could be dangerous.
away.
Narrowly missed that opponent's choice before. Will it pay off for him? We're going to find out.
Ooh.
Just misses
Robin
it again on
Williams.
the other side. Robin Williams.
Okay, Comic Book Lad, are you ready?
Why not?
Okay. Your first question in the category of Robin Williams. Round 2, you are down 11-8 starting this round. Robin Williams portrays a lonely man named Seymour Cy Parrish, who becomes obsessed with a family and begins spying in them in what film?
Very underrated film, Snacks. This one.
1 hour photo.
That's
Yes.
correct for 2 points. Almost no hesitation.
She does get
Your
it.
next question. Who plays Detective Ellie Burr in the movie Insomnia?
It's fucking name. Hillary Swank.
That is correct for another 2 points, giving you the
And I
don't recall her
12-11
neck-breaking woman.
lead.
That's how I remember.
Okay. That's the first time I've heard that. I like it, though. All right. Your third question. Robin Williams plays a wax figure of which U.S. president in the Night at the Museum franchise?
He is moustache. God damn it, you're American presidents. Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt is correct for another 2 points. Smoking through this round without
Really
hesitation.
I like these questions, Snacks.
They are good.
Very good.
All right, your fourth and final question in round 2. In what movie does Robin Williams star opposite Matt Damon as his psychologist?
Is he psychologist? Shit. Psychologist is the only
5,
one I can think of. Is,
4.
Good Will
3.
Hunting.
That is correct for another 2 points. Woo! 16-11 by my calculations.
It's that Steele runs the table on his category without multiple choice. That's 9 points on, and a bit of a lead for round number 3, but anything can happen, Snacks.
That's right. That was a solid round. No hesitation on almost all of his questions. No use of the multiple choice. Scores a solid 8. Perfect round 2, giving him that 16-11 lead. And it looks like we're set up for an exciting round 3.
Let's get it going. Gentlemen, we are coming into the ultimate round, the final round, the round that will seal your fate. Round number 3. The rules for this round are as follows. Each competitor will be picking 3 numbers, as mentioned by my esteemed compatriot DJ Snacks, from 3 random movie categories corresponding to them. Each competitor will then be given 3 questions based on the numbers they have chosen. The first question asked will be worth 2 points, the second worth 3 points, and the final question, should you get there, worth 5 points. There is no stealing, there is no multiple choice in this round. And as a reminder, gentlemen, Scribbler has all 3 JTE rules remaining. He has his challenge remaining. And over to Comic Book Lad, we have 1 JTU, so you have 2 remaining, and of course, your challenge.
Okay, so Comic Book Lad, as I said, you are in the lead, so you get to pick first. What numbers would you like, sir?
I'd like to pick number 1 because it's my favorite position to end in a match. Number 2, which is my second favorite position to end in a match. And number 3, because it's my favorite issue of Swamp Thing by Neil Gaiman.
1, 2, and 3. All right, and Scribbler, your numbers, please, sir.
I'm going to go with 7 for no good reason, and 5 for no good reason. And just to let y'all know, I can count higher than 10. I'm going to go with 11.
7, 5, and 11. All right.
That's actually how many toes I have.
Well, I mean, that's just 1 twice, man. That doesn't prove anything.
You have 11 toes. I'm going to let that one go.
Impressing us already in round 3 with his numerology and anatomy. Very interesting.
All right, stop using the big words. I'm not that fast. 16 to 11 is the count, so we will have to ask the Hillbilly his 2-point question first. And you picked number 7.
Yes.
That is the category of dramas. These are movies that have drama in them. Your 2-point question is, who directed Tom Hanks in the movie Captain Phillips? This is an outstanding movie as well.
Yes, got a lot of attention at the time. I believe the meme lords took this one over.
Oh, indeed they did. 5, 4,
I'm the meme lord.
3, 2.
Is it Clint Eastwood?
Incorrect. We were looking for Paul Greengrass.
Needs to get some
Paul
points up on the
Greengrass.
board.
Gonna have to answer this one. It's gonna be really tough. Your next one, you said 5. That corresponds to the category of directors, not one of my strengths. And your 3-point question is, what art house filmmaker directed Natalie Portman in Song to Song and Knight of Cups? Wow, I'm going to give you a little bit extra time on that one.
Wow.
Some seriously deep films here.
He's getting a run of directors' questions.
Please tell me they're stealing in this round.
Unfortunately, no, there is not. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Darren Aronofsky.
Also incorrect. We were looking for Terrence Malick.
Oh,
And it sounds like
Okay.
the competitor's not listening to those rules where I did state very clearly no stealing in round
Well,
number
he is
3.
Australian, so they're a bit hard-headed sometimes. Your 5-point question, you must answer to tie and send it back over to the Comic Book Lad. Otherwise, he will win the match. You picked 11. That is the category of comedies. Comedies. Making the yucks. Thank you, Mark Ellis. And your question is... It's a little bit of a lengthy question, so bear with me. In the movie Charlie's Angels, what is the name of the company run by Eric Knox, who the Angels are assigned to rescue at the beginning of the film?
Ooh. Definitely not an easy question, Snacks.
Charlie's Angels. I never thought Charlie's Angels was considered a comedy.
Well, I mean, I think there was definitely some humor in
5,
there.
4, 3, 2, 1.
JTE.
All right. That
There's
is your
one.
first use of a repeat. The question again. In Charlie's Angels, what is the name of the company run by Eric Knox, who the Angels are assigned to rescue at the beginning of the film? Yeah,
This
there's-
began moviegoers' love affair with Sam Rockwell dancing in movies.
Yeah, there you go. Although he did dance pretty well in Green Mile. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
JTE.
That is your second JTE. Your question again. In the movie Charlie's Angels, what is the name of the company run by Eric Knox, who the Angels are assigned to rescue at the beginning of the film?
This is it. It's going to come down to it. He's got one repeat still sitting.
You know, Sam Rockwell was really good in that Iron Man 2 movie, too. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Let's go ahead and use the last one. I don't think it's going to help me, but...
Last use of the JTE rule. One more time, the question. In the movie Charlie's Angels, what is the name of the company run by Eric Knox, who the Angels are assigned to rescue at the beginning of the film? I believe I read that exactly the same way 4 times, too.
Good work for you, Snacks. You are a beacon of consistency.
I try, sir. I try. Professionalism. Maintain. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I don't know. Knoxberry Farm.
Oh, so close.
And your winner by a final score of 16-11. He is the comic book lad, Mr. Grant Gregory from Down Under.
Can I say it? Just
Absolutely.
Knox Industries.
Ah, close, but not quite. Knox Enterprises.
Damn, I was so close. I thought it was Knox Industries. I'm glad that was my 5-pointer.
Fascinating match. Fascinating match. Didn't have to go to round 3 questions for the comic book lad. Hillbilly, that last, he just, you had 3 chances to get 10 points and scored nothing. And sometimes the round 3 questions can do that to you.
Yes.
Yeah, I got to learn some bigger numbers for next time.
May have been a bit hurt by that, Snacks. You are correct. A little bit of a tough run for him in round number 3, but started off very strong. We saw 2 competitors really going at it today. And coming out on top, Comic Book Lad. What a match.
Yeah, that wheel round for Comic Book Lad definitely was his saving grace today. Knocked that 8 points right out of the park. Shot him off into the lead. Didn't have to answer a round 3 question today, but, usually I have to go check and see it on my phone if the Elk Lodge is ready for the post-match interviews. But since you're here, I don't have to do that. I'm going to send it right over to you.
What is up, face-off fanatics? Andrew, the Elk, Kelk here, always running back and forth between the matches, between the Elks Lodge. They work me too hard in this league, but I love it because I love you and you love me. That's right. We are here today after an exciting match in our singles division, setting up a position in the tournament. First up, let's go to today's winner. This is Grant, the comic book lad, Gregory. Grant, thank you so much for joining me here today. We had a very impressive match. Let's go ahead and just talk about those first couple rounds together. I think we can put this right into one. Incredibly impressive. 1 question missed in round number 1, almost the perfect round. And then round number 2, after your opponent goes, you're coming back in, and you go 4 for 4, 8 points with a 1-point steal, putting you in a commanding lead. You feeling good through the first part of this match, brother?
Yeah. Anyone who knows me knows that if I ever spin opponent choice and they give me animated, it's probably going to be a bad day for me. I'd make no gripes about it. Animation is my worst. If there's animation in round 1, I'm never going to get a perfect round. No, I love the format. Everything was fun. It was exciting. Round one was tough. I mean, Scribbler had me worried there. The persona of Scribbler, that's just a front. This guy knows his stuff, and I really like that. I wasn't genuinely worried, but I was definitely cautiously optimistic. We'll go with.
Absolutely, I can understand that feeling after round number 1. And we're not going to have to cover this in too much depth because you didn't even have to answer a question in your round number 3, but you're 5 points ahead going into round 3. Were you thinking that Scribbler's going to throw it back to you, get a couple of those questions, make you answer something?
At the end of the day, if we did, I would have been happy to do it. At that stage, I was free rolling, so if he got it, I had 3 questions. I needed to get 1 out of 3. If I got all of them wrong, then we'd go to sudden death and we'd go from there and make a game out of it. If that happened, it would have been upsetting. It just gives me 4 chances to win the match. But yeah, unfortunately for him, he didn't get it. It was a deep cut. As I said, I was confident in his 5-pointer, and I still got it wrong. I would have said that with all the conviction in the world. I would have been like, yes, that's what it is, and I still would have got it wrong. So, but no, they're good questions. They're earlier ones are nice, and they help the palate to get into it, and then they start to get harder, and that's what you want. Build the confidence up just so you can crush it in round 3. That's the way to run a league.
All right, certainly a great match and a very, very impressive, exciting debut for you, the comic book lad. Look out for this one, guys. We've got some great stuff coming up for you, comic book lad. Of course, you're in the tournament with this one, a tournament which doesn't have a few other very exciting competitors that you might like to see, folks. But that aside, comic book lad, one more question for you before we get going. What's coming up next for you in the league, other than the tournament? Is there anything else exciting that you want to talk about, brother?
Well, yeah, there is. I'm going to reform the Sons of Apocalypse, and this is an invitation, an open invitation to my tag team partner, the bloke who's been there from the very beginning, Sean Sandberg. I know you're a part of School of Tuna at the moment. Let's bring it all together. Let's make this a thing. Jay Burns, we've been friends forever. We're gonna do this. There's gonna be 3 of us in here. They're gonna smash the crap out of everyone, and it might create a feud with School of Tuna, and that's fine. We'll deal with that when it comes to it. But Sean, I want you by my side. You've been my ride or die from day one. Let's do this.
All right, very interesting and very unique. Usually in the post-match interview here in the Elks Lodge, your source for all things face-off, folks, we see call-outs, but this is a little bit different. My man, the comic book lad, looking to form a faction. We've got some exciting factions starting to shape up here in the Movie Trivia Face-Off. Can't mean anything but good things for the league moving forward, and probably a lot of real heavy fights going on between them. Comic book lad, thank you so much for joining me. You are going to have a great run going forward. I feel it in my heart. You're moving on into the tournament. The winner today, the comic book lad, Gran Gregory. And we are back, folks, still in the Elks Lodge. We've got another wonderful gentleman joining me. I'm an old school wrestling fan, and I'm hearing shades of Hulk Hogan's theme music, Real American, playing in my head whenever I see this man. He had a good match today. Let's talk to him about it. The Scribbler coming to join me. Scribbler, how you doing out there? Lost that match. You can't be feeling great about that, but started off very strong. How about that round 1? 7 out of 8, this close to the bonus question.
Yeah, I felt pretty good about that first round. I got a lot of general movie know-how, just kind of average across the board, and I was fortunate that most of the questions was stuff that I had seen or I was kind of familiar with.
All right, so you're coming out of that round 1. You are tied with your opponent. You are looking pretty darn good, and you spin that wheel. You know I'm going to ask this question. You stuck with your category. Do you feel like maybe if you'd spun it again, things could have gone a little bit differently?
Yeah, I got comedies. That's not really one of my super strong ones, but it's not one that I'm terrible at. So I think I kind of over strategized it. And I was afraid I might land on something that I didn't know as much about. And then I kind of went conservative during the play. If I wasn't sure about the question or the answer, I went ahead and went multiple choice just to kind of limit what might be stolen from me. But I think this was my first one of these matches, and there's definitely a learning curve involved. And I think going forward, I might try to be a little more bold.
All right, definitely that could work for you. But I got to say, I don't know that it's necessarily the worst for you, because you still did navigate that round 2 pretty well. You got 3 of your questions. You did give up that 1 steal, but good use of multiple choice as well. I think that kind of play is going to do you well going forward. Maybe a better category. This could have gone a different way, which of course brings us to round number 3. A little bit unfortunate. You got 2 director's questions in a row. You got what I feel were definitely a couple of deep cuts. That's how the numbers go sometimes. What are we thinking during that round 3?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be one to say that this question or that question was maybe a 5-point question, but there were some tough ones there that I didn't know, and I think what it boils down to is I need to learn some higher numbers so that maybe I can get in those categories from what comes after 11.
I believe that would be 12.
Yeah, 12 and bigger. So I'm going to work on that. I'm going to go. I don't know. I'll go talk to somebody that can learn me some more of those numbers. But the main thing is, this was my first one of these shindigs, and I ain't going anywhere. I'm here to stay. And I'm planning on doing some matches in that there Geektacular division also, and thinking about dipping my toe into a few of the other leagues. So I'll be around for a while. You ain't seen the last of old Scribbler.
All right, Scribbler. He's not done. He's coming back. He's coming for Geektacular. And pretty good performance today, I must say, Scribbler. I would not be surprised to see you returning pretty soon. In fact, if I can give you some advice, one of the most exciting competitors this league has ever seen managed to take that L in the first match, came back, showed everybody what he was made of. You know who he is, folks. You know you love him. That's right. So a goal of 12 and higher, pretty fitting after the end score of this match, 11-16. I'm finishing up here with the Scribbler. We're going to go back to the desk after I say just one more thing. As a Canadian, I'd be remiss if I didn't say it. I do know the Scribbler knows the word conservative, but I'm real surprised he got over-strategized after talking to him for a while. That's a pretty good learning already.
I know a little bit more than people give me credit for.
All right, folks. He is the poster boy for the American education system, the Scribbler. Unfortunate loss today. Now we're going to take it back to you at the desk. DJ Snacks and the most exciting man in Face-Off, Andrew the Elk Kelk.
All right, welcome back to the desk. Interesting interviews from both of our competitors today. Solid words. Got a faction forming call out. What'd you think of that?
Oh man, I gotta say, I've been watching these factions start to sprout up, to pop up here in the league. We're seeing this come up more and more, which actually gets me very excited. Getting some factions going on. We've seen what that can do in a movie trivia league like this. I think we're gonna get some heads butting. We're gonna get some feuds starting, and I may even be looking into checking out a couple of these factions myself, Snacks.
Oh, is there an international faction, a Canadian faction, a rebel faction, or a heel faction? There's somebody out there that would love to have you in their faction. I am sure of it. Make sure you ask around and see what's out there. I'm a commissioner. I have to maintain my neutrality. I can't push for anybody to do anything, but yeah, the factions are definitely going to play a huge part of this fan league, and it's going to help some of these people hopefully jump up to the big leagues. What do you say to that?
I think that would be the dream for a lot of competitors here in the Face-Off League. Obviously, it's crossed my mind, and if anybody who's watched my matches, it's crossed their mind as well. Ladies, gentlemen, Thank you as always for your wonderful love you're always sending out there to everybody in the Face-Off League. But it's not about me. Mostly not about me today. It's about our competitors today. Very impressive debut for both guys. After that round one, I knew that we got two guys going forward. We're going to see a lot more of the Cmic Book lad and the Scribbler. CBL taking down the dub.
That's right. It was a good match today from both of our competitors. I'm going to go ahead and do what I normally do towards the end of a match. I'm going to start saying my thank yous. First of all, of course, as always, I want to say thank you to the folks behind the scenes, the editing team, the writing team, the recording team, which now includes me, the question writing team, and everybody else that puts in all the hard work, the graphics team, can't forget that, to make this league as good as we can possibly make it. A big shout out and a thank you to both of our competitors today, the Hillbilly Scribs and the Cmic Book Lad, for an outstanding match. A thank you over there to my friend across the desk, Andrew the Elk Kelk. Thanks for joining me today. You're welcome.
You are welcome.
Stepped on your line for you because I knew you were going to say it. And as always, you Face-Off fanatics out there, a huge thank you to you. Share, like, subscribe, spread the word, get the word out there. Try to get as many people in here watching this as we can. We love all of y'all, and we do appreciate your support. And remember, be excellent to each other.